China Grand Prix, the Chinese Grand Prix, whatever you like to call it, um, uh, sprint race, as George Russell wins the sprint. He started on pole for the sprint and he won the sprint. However, it wasn't straightforward because Mercedes were 1-2 front row lockout, and you think like, okay, Mercedes should go on and dominate the race after that, but it wasn't straightforward. It wasn't straightforward. Antonelli went from second to seventh, as it happened in Australia. I mean, his race starts have been absolutely dreadful. I know it's the new generation of cars, etc., but like, it can't be this bad, like in terms of best starts. Like, you can lose positions, you can go from second to third, second to fourth, but second to seventh in back-to-back races, like, that's unacceptable for a driver like Kim Antonelli, who people wanted to challenge George Russell for the title. But he made a poor start. And Hamilton also took the lead. He went from fourth to first. Another Ferrari that went from fourth to first. However, he didn't get that lead from turn one. He got that lead in other turn and went past George Russell. And it was kind of back and forth between George Russell and Lewis Hamilton the first 4 or 5 laps. It was entertaining. But then George Russell got that lead back past Hamilton, and then after that, the tires were going away from Hamilton, and the pace of Mercedes was better than Ferrari, and it showed that for the rest of the sprint race. George Russell composed, calm after that, after 5th, 6th lap, no problem, won the race quite comfortably in the end. Although there was a bit of the dilemma though with the safety car, but Mercedes made the right decision for Russell to pit. And Antonelli, he went from second to seventh, and then he also had a kind of a clash to Hadjar, where he crashed the back of him, which meant that Antonelli had to serve a 10-second time penalty, which was deserved. And then he recovered a couple of positions. He went past Piastri, went past Norris, but then he had to serve that second time penalty, and then he had to go past Piastri. He went past Piastri, I should say. But even though when he went past Piastri, there was a moment before the safety car was going to end and for the rolling start to happen. Antonelli was ahead of Piastri, but Antonelli went, let's say, off the gravel, or kind of off the gravel, went off the track, and Piastri, Kim Antonelli made a mistake, and Piastri went through, and he went past him. And I don't understand why Tom Stallard, the engineer of Oscar Piastri, had to tell him, give back the position, because Kimi is the guy who made the mistake. What did you want Oscar to do? Follow him in the gravel? And I don't think it's true. If they gave the penalty to Piastri for that, I don't think it would have been fair. So obviously there was no further investigation because he gave the place back, Piastri to Kimi. But it was 1 point difference, so not a big deal, to be honest with you. But I found that really, really strange, that moment. But Ferrari looked good actually. Again, race pace, they look very, very strong, and as I said before, the race pace, they look better than in qualifying, and they showed that with the race start they had, with the pace they showed as well, and obviously those kind of back and forth between Leclerc and Hamilton. Leclerc was not happy in the radio, but yeah, it was kind of good to see. Also two very good drivers, and Hamilton he was looking good. I have to say, his performance, I thought he was looking good in this race. Third, and at some point he was leading. I thought he had a good performance, Hamilton. So a step forward to his performance as well, and a result considering last season was a kind of a nightmare for him. So you can clearly see Hamilton, the way he's performed in his performances and results. He's made a step forward in terms of race starts, in terms of qualifying as well. He's made a step forward, you have to say. It's early days, but he's made some very good steps, and you can clearly see he's starting to get back to his best. I don't want to jump the bandwagon, but we are seeing the sign that Lewis Hamilton is, he's there, Um, Ferrari, they look good. Second, third, Leclerc. Yes, I mean people saying that the battle between Leclerc and Hamilton lost time, lost the time for either of them to fight with Russell. I don't think even if the battle didn't even exist, I don't think either of them would have catched Russell, because I think the pace of Mercedes was better than Ferrari in this sprint race. So yeah, I mean, even at the end when he served that 10-second time penalty, the pace difference when he was able to close the gap very quickly to Piastri and Norris was very quickly was strange. So yeah, and yeah, Mercedes win. George Russell wins, another win for him. It's 2-3 for Ferrari, fourth for Norris, fifth for Antonelli, sixth Piastri. Lawson had a very good performance, finishing seventh. Behrman also, Behrman, yeah, with the point. Verstappen, I mean, he struggled massively in the sprint race and also the qualifying, where he went, in the sprint qualifying he finished 8th, I think. Yeah, he finished 8th, and this time he finished 9th. And you look at the start that he had was, oh my god, it was a very bad start, very bad start. Even there was a moment when he went past, I think it was Hadjar, he locked up. Max made a couple of mistakes, and it's kind of, let's say, or maybe overdriving the car, because the car, obviously, the Red Bull looked very, as he was saying, Max Verstappen, the car has no grip, no balance, etc. And he's trying to, Verstappen is trying to do everything he can to maximize with that car, and I think he's that kind of guy to maximize the car, but at the same time, when you can do as so much as you can with the car that Red Bull have right now, because Red Bull, in terms of pace, they're lacking compared to Ferrari, compared to Mercedes, even compared to McLaren. So yeah, not a good day for Red Bull. Not only in the sprint, also in qualifying, where Verstappen struggled massively in qualifying. He finished 8th and Hadjar finished 9th. I mean, Hadjar, he's been doing okay. I mean, he's the gap between him and Verstappen is not that big. It's close, which is positive considering the past teammates in the position of Hadjar, second seat, has always been behind Verstappen. So for Hadjar to be like not far away from Verstappen is kind of positive, but obviously not that much of a huge sign Red Bull can hang into, because they still look very slow. You would want Hadjar to be close to Verstappen, but I think they would want Hadjar to be close to Verstappen like for P1, P2, not for P8, P9. And Red Bull look very slow. They struggled massively today. And you look at the qualifying. You look at the qualifying. Williams, once again, they struggled badly once again. Aston Martin and Cadillac both were out in Q1, and then Q2 you had Colapinto going out, you had Ocon going out, and Behrman performed really well over the whole weekend. He was in Q3. Gasly also out qualifying the both Red Bulls. Very good performance for him. And yeah, Red Bull, like I said, they struggled massively. I mean, and also you look at the top 6. I mean, McLaren, not the best day. They finished 5th and 6th. However, Andrea Stella said after the qualifying that the upgrades are going to come to Japan. Are those upgrades big or minor upgrades? And if so, could that help McLaren bridge that gap to Ferrari and Mercedes? But I'm surprised that McLaren bringing those upgrades very early. I thought like they would maybe wait until Miami or something like that, a bit like they did in 2024. But yeah, they didn't have the pace to compete with to match the lap time of Mercedes and Ferrari. Piastri finished above his teammate, which is something that he can like hang into, but still McLaren 5th and 6th is not good enough, especially for a team that's won 2 championships last season and won back-to-back constructors. So yeah, but obviously we've seen McLaren turn it around before, so I wouldn't underestimate them. That's for sure. But in this moment, the top two teams is Mercedes and Ferrari. Ferrari, yeah, Mercedes is the best team in terms of pace right now, but they don't look like far. Ferrari don't look like far away to Mercedes, especially in race starts where two Ferrari drivers are better race starts than Russell and Antonelli. Mercedes won too. Antonelli gets his first ever pole position, the youngest pole sitter in Formula One history, breaking the record of Sebastian Vettel 2008. Congratulations to Kimi Antonelli for that, and it's an incredible achievement, and for sure it will be the start of something special for him in the future, because for sure he's a future world champion, and I'm pretty sure in the upcoming years he's going to be a fantastic driver. But Kimi Antonelli, pole position, and people say, oh, he only did it because of the problems that George Russell he faced. Yeah, you could say that, because I think if George Russell didn't face the issues that he had at the end of Q2, where it was a broken front wing, and in Q3 where the car stopped suddenly, something electronics related to his car. But at the same time, you have to give credit to Antonelli, even though Russell had his problems. Antonelli did well to capitalize on it, and he got pole position. A very good lap from him, and he puts himself in first position. And let's hope he doesn't put himself a terrible start, and he puts himself to first to seventh, because Antonelli is very, very young. He's a fantastic driver, even though he makes lots of mistakes. But you know, he will improve. He's only his second year in Formula One, and you know, for people who want him to challenge for the title to George Russell, he can't make mistakes. As simple as that. He has the quality, he has the speed to do it, but he needs to avoid mistakes, which he needs to do tomorrow, especially if he wants to. Because I think if he gets a good start, stays first position, I think after that he will have a very good chance of winning the race. If he has a good start and he, you know, goes away. But Russell will come back as well. Russell will come back and finish second. I mean, you have to give credit to Russell, considering all the issues he's had, and he's managed to finish P2. You have to give a lot of credit. I think, yeah, and obviously Ferrari P3, P4, Hamilton third position, Leclerc fourth position, like in Australia, and we all know what happened in the race start. I mean, Ferrari, Hamilton, and Leclerc will be fancying their chances in the race start. For sure, the race start is going to be very entertaining, as we saw in the sprint and last weekend. But I think if you look at the overall picture, I think Mercedes should still win this race. Whether that's Kimi or George, who knows? But even if Ferrari gets a good start, I think the pace that Mercedes have better than Ferrari, I think that will help Mercedes win the race, even though if they don't have a good start to the race. They just need Antonelli to, yeah, he might drop points, but not like dropped from first to seventh, like at least like 2 positions at least. So yeah, but I expect George Russell to bounce back as well, even though he lost the pole position due to things that he cannot control. But I expect him to be very, very strong, and he's been very, very strong all weekend. He's been leading all sessions except that final Q3. So yeah, and the start for sure will be very, very feisty. My prediction, I think Russell will win. Second position, I'm going for. I think Hamilton will get second, and third position, I'm going for Kimi Antonelli. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.